popping, Kendra and her bullshit? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk. I am here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 10 Episode 20 review. For any new subscribers, I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously. So if that works for you, let's get into tonight's review. I want to remind you guys, though, that this Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time will be a brand new episode of It Started With Wanda featuring me and my co-host Sharita. It is funny as hell. You do not want to miss it. So make sure you guys tune in this Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time for a new episode of It Started With Wanda. So the episode begins with us seeing Yandy, her and Mandy, her husband, Mendeecees, have settled into living into Atlanta now with their family. Their businesses are growing. They just opened up a yellow skincare store, and right next to it, they are opening up a restaurant in the underground district of Atlanta. I remember when I was a little girl going to the underground mall. It was just so cool. And it was just like, wow, like something like this exists. So I think that it's really dope that they're putting it there. So Mendeecees is over at the restaurant and they're discussing with the contractors, you know, the dates and everything of when it needs to be finished. So after they get done with that, Mandy brings up that his baby mama Samantha, you know, has moved to Atlanta and that little Mendeecees wants them all to get together, you know, to heal, fix this stuff. Everybody can, you know, be co-parents. He's a teenager now. He just wants everybody to be able to be in one room and get along with one another. Mind you, she's engaged now and everything. Yandy, like, I would prefer if you fixed and worked on your situation with her first. He was like, me and her good or whatever. And he was like, you know, little Mendeecees really want us to do this. And Yandy like, child, you know, she do not want to deal with Samantha and her bullshit. And I remember when that storyline was going on, a lot of people were against Yandy. I was for Yandy at that time. Still am, you know, even though it was a lot going on. I'm not going to rehash it. It is what it is. But she eventually somewhat agrees. I don't even think she honestly said yes, you know, to meeting with Samantha. But I wouldn't want to deal with Samantha in her mouth because I've been to slap the shit out of Samantha. So we then see my girl Sierra going to Columbus to visit Renni. Her mom is still in the hospital, and Sierra just wanted to get away anyway because she had a lot going on back in Atlanta. So she meets up with Renni at Renni's house. And, you know, she just like, girl, I missed you so much. How your mama doing? Oh, really? Like, she gonna get better. You know, mamas get on our nerves, girl. But, you know, you can live with them, but you can't live without them. And your mama gonna get better, Renni. I'm here for you. I'm about to cook. And we gonna eat and just kick it. And, you know, it's just been so hard for me back in Atlanta when my house got broken in and they had guns on them, and then Bambi and Erica fake ass ain't even been there for me, and I'm just going through a lot, girl. I really thought it was super sweet that she went there to visit Renni and be there for her. I'm really liking their budding friendship and everything. Hopefully this, you know, friendship lasts. We then go to Joc and Kendra, child. They go to their marriage counseling session with their pastor. The pastor talks about, he was like, that was a wedding. He was like, I don't know what kind of ghetto shit I got myself involved in. But he was like, after the wedding, while they were at the reception, he getting all these Instagram notifications about this baby that Joc allegedly has. And he was like, you know, everybody else was shocked, but I wasn't shocked because I already knew about it. We've already discussed this in pre-marriage counseling. But now that the tea has been spilled and everybody know about this alleged baby, Kendra is embarrassed. And I'm like, what you embarrassed for? When you made the decision that you was gonna be with him and stick beside him, honey, and continue to marry him, you shouldn't be embarrassed anymore. You knew that it was going to eventually come out, so you should have already mentally prepared yourself when you made that decision to be back with him. If what y'all saying is true and that y'all wasn't together during that time, then what is there to be embarrassed about? If y'all was broke up and he got some other chick pregnant, if y'all, what you embarrassed about? Is it the time limit of when y'all was supposed to be broken up that is embarrassing? Because could have been like a few months and he already going up in bitches raw. Is that the case? Like, because what are you embarrassed about? You already knew what it was going to be. So, then the Mita situation comes up. And she tells the pastor about how this girl is a legend, that she been dealing with him since like 2008 all the way up into 2019. And so the pastor is like, Joc, when's the last time you messed with her? And he was like, messed with her like 2012, 2010. So he like, okay, so you saying that it wasn't no time, in the prison? No, that was a long time ago. And so the pastor then asks Kendra, like, well, did you know about this girl? And she was like, well, yeah, he had already told me about her, but he said that it was a thing in the past or whatever. But now everybody coming to me saying that it's something, presently going on. And so the pastor asked once again, Joc, when was the last time you messed with this girl? And he was like, it was long before I even got with Kendra. So Kendra like, okay, all right. If that's what it is, I believe you. I'm going to stick beside you or whatever. But his stuttering and shit makes me feel like that's a damn lie. That's a goddamn lie, child. So then Kendra brings up Carly being at the bachelorette party. I mean, his bachelor party and jumping out the cake. And the pastor looking like, what is happening? What is happening here? Like, did y'all listen to anything I said to y'all in pre-marriage counseling? What in the ghetto hell is going on? I feel like I'm on an episode of MTV Singled Out. What is going on, Jesus? Now, mind you all, I'm watching the episode as I'm doing my review in between commercials or whatever. So while Kendra is talking about the whole Carly situation and him, rubbing on her or whatever, he was like, I don't recall that. I don't remember that. I'm sure you don't. Okay, nigga. So Joc was like, I don't want you to jump every time you hear something. Like, you just can't be going off of what everybody say. And she was like, that's not the case. But a lot of this stuff is, ended up being true. It's not just rumors. It's some truth in this somewhere. So she then brings up the whole baby situation, and she was like, she confirms, she was like, we was broke up, you couldn't even wrap it up. He was like, I did. And she was like, DNA test proved otherwise, sir. So it was the situation of them only being separated, broke up or whatever for a short amount of time, and he fucked somebody without a condom. That's why she's embarrassed, that you had such little regard for me and our relationship that it was so easy for you to go up in another girl without a rubber. But at the end of the day, Miss Kendra girl, Miss Lawyer, you decided to take him back. So shut up, please. So she then was like, I think that he needs to be the spokesperson with telling my family about this baby. Like, why? Like, girl, it's like you trying to shame him and punish him. There is no punishment to be had, darling, when you decided to still be with him and then marry this man. So if anything, y'all need to be on some united front type shit and be like, this happened, we're dealing with it, it is what it is. Point blank period, we married. But y'all, needed to know that there's going to be another person in his family. But for her to like set him out there by himself, like he this evil villain, like, girl, sit down somewhere. Like, you want sympathy and there's no sympathy there to be had on my part. I don't really get it. So then we switch over to Yandy and Mandy. They at the crib with their kids and everything. And Mendeecees is like, to little Mendeecees, like, what you think about your mama getting married? He was like, long as she happy, I'm good. Like, it is what it is. And he was like, you gonna, get to know your stepfather, the dude. He was like, I'm gonna check him out, make sure he's straight or whatever, but he making my mom happy. That's all that really matters. And Mendeecees was like, I think that we all need to be a blended family. And he was like, we fine. I don't think we need to do all that. Like, let me get to know him first before we even get to doing all that. And at this point, Yandy sees that Mendeecees was lying and that little Mendeecees never said that he wanted them to be on no blended family type shit. This him saying that shit. And I'm trying to figure out, why is he saying this shit? Like, why do you want this so bad? Did y'all all come together to make this shit a storyline? Because that's what it's giving me. It's giving me you, Samantha, and Yandy decided to sit down and make this a storyline for this season. Because why on God's green earth would you be pushing for it to be a blended family when there's all this so-called tension between everyone? It doesn't make sense at all. So, Mendeecees was like, well, he about to be your stepdad. And little Mendeecees is like, yo, relax. Relax. Like, you're doing too much. Like, no siree. So, Mendeecees was like, I think we should try to make this blended family thing work. And Yandy and Lil Mendeecees just looking like this nigga just ain't gonna stop, because neither one of them want to participate in this bullshit. And I don't blame them. Joc is seen playing pool with his partner Chino, who was in his wedding, and they talk about everything from the baby to this meter situation. And Joc lets us know that he did in fact use a rubber, but that he didn't pull out when he ejaculated. So he says that the semen came out through the sides, and that's how old girl got pregnant. Child. Oh Lord. So as far as the meter situation goes, he was like, she's lying. He has not messed with her anytime recently. And in his confessional, he says that he thinks that Mita still love him and don't want to see him with Kendra. And Chino was like, well, if you're telling the truth, you ain't been fucking with her, sit both of them down and y'all had this conversation face to face. And Joc was like, I don't want to do that because this was somebody that was a friend to me, and they acting weird now, and I don't want to see that person in this light. That don't make no sense. Yeah, she was a friend to you, but obviously she wasn't a friend to you if she's allegedly lying on you. So would you rather not save your marriage or save this fucking friendship by not confronting her? Make it make sense. Because ain't no way in hell some bitch gonna be lying on me and could possibly ruin my marriage, and I'm not gonna confront it because I don't want to look at this person in a different way. See, this is what makes me feel like you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that don't make sense. So we then go to Yandy at the house with the boys, and they're about to wash the dog because she feels like the kids ain't got enough responsibilities. So it's just her and Lil Mandeecees outside with the dogs. And they talk about what happened the previous night with Mendeecees trying to get them all to be in this blended family shit. And they both joking like he was doing too much, like he was bugging. And Lil Mendeecees was like, I think that it might be some jealousy, with the fact that another man about to be in my life. And Yandy was laughing like, probably so. Like, how men are. They're very territorial when it comes to their family, especially their son. And Lil Mandeecees was like, I think that things are good the way that they are. We're in a good space. I don't want to push or anything like that. Like, he was like, and at the end of the day, this whole situation is very unsettling for me because this is a whole another thing that this little boy got to get used to. You know what I'm saying? He's going through so many big moments in his life. And just when his life is starting to get somewhat settled, now his mama is about to get married. Now this new man about to be in his life. So that's another big change that this little boy got to deal with. And so, Yandy understands it. And one thing that I can say is I love their relationship. I love her and little Mendeecees' relationship. They are open. They are honest with each other. It's good to see that he feels like he can talk to her about anything. And you can tell like that they have this really close relationship and close bond. And that says and speaks to how she has treated him as a stepmother with obviously nothing but love because they have such a strong relationship. So Blue Mendeecees was like, he feel like his dad just want everything to go back to the way that it used to be before he went to jail, but that's not possible because so much stuff happened while he was locked up, and we all remember how bad it got between Yandy and Samantha and his other baby mama, all the arguing and fighting and going back and forth on social media and all of that stuff. And he brings up the reunion where Samantha was almost got into a physical altercation with Yandy and then got snatched up by one of Yandy's people who rushed out the audience. And he was like, we never even talked about this. And she was like, no, we haven't. And he was like, that I was a kid and, people at school was coming up to me about it. Like I had to see that on TV. And he was like, I didn't even know how to be around you after that. Like I didn't even know how to treat you. And Yandy was like, you were a kid. Like, of course you didn't understand how to treat me. And she was like, and I 100% apologize for everything that happened that day. And she even says in her confessional that at the time she was so caught up in her own feelings with what was going on between her and Samantha that she never stopped to think about how this was going to affect him. And I don't think anybody in that situation was thinking about the children, which was the main priority at that time. But I also think that I'm happy that Yandy apologized, but his mama owe him an apology too, because they all acted a goddamn donkey. And he accepts Yandy's apology and thanks her for it. And he just goes on to say that once again, he prefers things to be the way that they are, and like pushing and rushing it will like mess up everything. He don't want to rehash the past because opening up those wounds could lead to just more tension and more problems, and don't nobody want to do that. But obviously Mendeecees is going to continue to push because there will be a meeting with all of the adults and it's going to go south real quick. Kendra visits Joc's older sister by the name of Ebony. Ebony's cute. She had a really nice house and everything. And they talk about, this baby that he does in fact have. The sister knows about everything. She's one of the family members that knows everything that goes down in their chaotic ass relationship. So Kendra brings up the Mita situation to his sister, and she was like, is she an older lady? She was like, I think so. So she kind of looking like, oh Lord. So Ebony, after Kendra gets done talking, was like, my brother is impulsive. AKA, my brother is a liar. He just ain't go flat out tell your ass the truth about what's going on allegedly with this lady. And she was like, so what you gonna do if it's true? And Kendra was like, I'm going to leave him. I'm going to leave your brother because ain't no way he going to be out here treating me bad. Da, 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 da. Okay, girl, whatever. You ain't going no goddamn where. But all right. Even the sister didn't believe you because she was sitting up there laughing the whole damn time. So then we see Sierra meet up with her mama at this boutique. I don't know if it's the mother's boutique or she just worked there, or if it's Sierra's boutique and the mama works for Sierra. I don't know. But her mother looked great. Makeup done. Her hair was done. She had on a cute outfit. And she is doing so much better. And Sierra was like, Mama, oh, Ma, you look so good. Oh, turn around, Ma. Oh, my God. You look so healthy. And her mama was like, I feel good, girl. I let it all go. And I really hope her mom stays clean. I really honestly do. Because, she got to for her life if she want to live. So Sierra then starts talking to her mama about what she been going through. And she like, Ma, I just been going through it. Like, I got robbed at gunpoint once before in my life. So I just can't stay in that house. I just can't. And Eric don't understand that. And me and him still not talking. And I just don't know what to do. But when I was down in Columbus, South Carolina, North Carolina, whichever one it is, with my friend Renni, her mama in the hospital. And the whole time I'm down there, I'm just like, I need to get home to my mama. Because I just want to hug on her and love on her. Because I just need somebody to be there for me sometimes. And just as they're, wrapping up the conversation, in walks Eric with a bouquet of flowers for her. He done popped up on her ass. So he walk up on her with the flowers. He like, you happy to see me? And she was like, no, I'm mad. I'm still mad. Don't be coming up in here with these flowers. We haven't spoken in I don't know how long. And this your first time reaching out? He was like, but I'm back in Atlanta, just got my haircut. She was like, yeah, you got a fresh haircut and bought me some dead roses? I'm not doing that with you, Eric. No. So he was like, look, can you just stop being mad at me for a minute? I got a surprise for you. And she was like, what? He was like, just be cool and come with me. So they in the car, and he apologizes to her because he was like, when you was first, airing out your grievances about not wanting to stay at the old house, I really wasn't listening. Like, and ain't nothing, no price tag on, peace of mind. So he was like, I apologize. Will you forgive me? And she was like, I'm still mad at you, but I'm gonna forgive you, but don't be thinking you out the doghouse, motherfucker, because I'm still mad at you, but I do miss you. So he ends up surprising her with a condo in Atlanta. The place was beautiful, beautiful. She walking around looking or whatever. At first she was ecstatic, surprised, smile on her face. She walking around, and then this bitch say in her damn confessional, I ain't even get no say so in this. Like, he just went and did it without me, and I don't know. And so she was like, Eric, like, this was nice, but it's too small for me, you, and the kids. Like, them bedrooms is super small. Like, this ain't gonna work. And so he looking like, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. Like, I'm trying here. Like, the fuck? And at this point, like, Sierra is just fucking selfish, and she's spoiled. She's selfish, and she's a spoiled brat. And now I'm starting to wonder, like, is this why Shooter was cheating on your ass? Because you fucking ungrateful. You are very ungrateful. Even if you did think that the place was too small, it's a better way to go about it and a better way to say it. Like, you got a good man from what we can see on your hands, and you gonna fuck around and lose that good man to a bitch like me. Okay? All right? Because ain't no nigga gonna continue to be going a mile for your ass, and you won't even walk an inch for him. Like, you are so fucking selfish and a fucking spoiled brat. And at that point, I would have told you to kiss my natural black ass. So Sierra in her confession was like, it's something just missing between us, and I don't know if we gonna ever just see eye to eye. Girl, the something missing is your brain, because you're such a child. And I don't understand how any grown ass man would want to put up with you, because I couldn't do it. Not at all. So at the end of the episode, unfortunately, we learned that Renni's mom indeed passed away, but she was with her when she took her last breath. Obviously she's hurt. She's going through it. She's happy and thankful that she was blessed to spend the last few months of her mom's life with her, and they got to, make amends and say everything that they needed to say to one another. So I'm really happy that she got that time for her. I'm so sorry for, that young lady, for her to have to go through something like that. And I just pray to God that God gives her healing and peace for her and her entire family, and that, her mom's soul is at rest and at peace. Okay, you guys, so that is my Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review. I'll give tonight's episode overall a B minus. Next week episode, like, it's gonna be lit though. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode down below in the comments section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.